If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is September the 19th, 2022, and today the topic is impossible. Whew, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope that you all had a great weekend. Mine was something. Something special. Long story short, y'all, I feel like I've been just beat up or something. The weekend started off pretty good. I mean, you guys know that my anniversary was on Friday. We had the movie night Friday night. Saturday morning, I do this juiced about being a juster for Jesus. And then, even though I had this very interesting encounter happening in the midst of that live video. But, yeah, I gave myself a mani-pedi, so that was kind of, that was kind of relaxing and something that was a little bit, like a pick-me-up or something in the midst of the beginnings of the weekend and whatnot. And so, that was a nice moment, at least for me. But then the rest of the weekend, I feel like was just being bombarded with, like, a variety of emotions, things, information, and yeah. However else I can explain it. So, long story short, basically what ended up happening was like, I don't guess it was a debate per se, but the gentleman and I was messaging or whatnot when I was talking to y'all on the juice on Saturday. It was like an ongoing conversation that just went on like the whole day. So that was one thing. And on one hand, I'm like, I guess getting these different revelations and just trying to pour out my heart and pour out what I would feel is the heart of God for this gentleman. And then being combated with different, I guess, ideas and just straight up like, how can I say, like, the word that's in my mind right now is like unbelief, disbelief, just that wall, like feeling like you're like talking to a brick wall or pounding your head against a brick wall or something like that. So eventually, the okay, I said like this. So basically, throughout the conversation, I was feeling like heavy-hearted, right? Feeling like sad and all these different things for the gentleman, right? And I'm trying to express that through writing, the feelings and whatnot. And then eventually, I don't know if I would say my heart started to harden, but it just that started to go away. And then the concept of tiredness and whatnot started to come in. So that was one thing. So draining conversation. Who knows? Maybe I was casting pearls before swine, as the Bible say. I don't know. But regardless, I do feel like I did my part, right? I feel like I did, share the information I was supposed to share. And at the end of the day, I hope and pray that, that the revelations that was coming to me about the situation aren't accurate. Like, I hope that it's, that there's, I hate to say it. Should I say, Lord, do you want me to say it? Like, this might be documentation or something, or maybe this is a forewarning for other people. Okay, okay, I'll say it like this then, and without getting into the exact situation, Basically, there's several accounts in the Bible that this gentleman reminded me of. He reminded me, trying to get me tongue tied now. I want me to tell y'all. He was reminding me of Pharaoh. He was reminding me of that parable about the rich man that had all these plans, but God was like, "Oh, your time's up." Um, a lot of the conversation was reminding me of that, and I was well, multiple conversations that I've had with this gentleman reminds me of that. But basically Saturday I just finally let him know all the things that was on my mind. He would have to go read the Bible verses that I was sharing, and read those different accounts, I guess, in order to fully understand what I was saying. But yeah, and based on the dream that he shared as well, and then also based on his responses, um, like I really, really would hope and pray that that wasn't his time. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't it. Like there's more time. You know what I'm saying? Like I would hope and pray that for him. Even though he didn't pray that for himself, like he didn't seem to care one way or the other. And even like mocked. That's the other thing too. Like even like mocked enough to be like, God can take me out today vibes. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I hope that the Lord don't honor that. Like people would just be saying all kinds of things. And to me, again, as a Bible reader believer, it's just one of those things where it's just like, wow, like how could you, like there's literally verses that say you're going to, be responsible for every word that you say. Like you say that you studied, but how, like, did you not come across that? Did you not read that? Like, are you not aware that there's verses that say that? Like, how could you be so brazen and bold with statements like that? Like, and be so willy-nilly about words? Like, I mean, like, especially that, so anyway, I ain't gonna lie, man. Okay, here we go. So I ain't gonna lie. So now that I've told y'all that, basically, it crossed my mind to just be like, send a message like you still alive. um, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I feel led to go ahead and do that or not. Um, but let's just put this on the table between me and y'all. What if? What if? You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Like if that's the case, like for example, if I send this message, right, be like, you alive, and then he's not, like that would be I don't know what I don't like. I would really hate to hear that. I really would. Like, and I know that I barely know the man. You know what I'm saying? I barely know the man. But to have had that conversation with him, um, yeah, I would personally really hate to hear that something would have happened, that something happened to him. But at the end of the day, like, again, that's him, God, like they ain't got not saying nothing to do with me, but like again, I feel like I did my part by sharing, right? I did my part by sharing the heart of God through me, I guess, um, and what I was receiving that day and whatnot. But anyway, so that was part of the draining for me. I say all that to say that was part of the draining, and then on top of that, the freelance project that I was, it just was overwhelming as well. Because long story short, like I guess when you talk to people, maybe you should just get a clear understanding of what they need and want and stuff, and make it work. You know what I mean, across the board, beforehand, because once I started, I realized that it was way much more than I thought or anticipated that it would be, and it's almost like, is it worth me doing it? I mean, it is because I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know, you know what I mean. I need to do it, but it just was it was overwhelming trying to tackle that as well. So my Saturday looked like that's what my Saturday looked like, and then Sunday, even though I did get a chance to go to church and get some get rejuvenated in some aspects. And then, I went to this parent meeting at the church and whatnot, and get plenty of information and stuff to kind of, get my mind going and whatnot. And I do feel like there's a lot of things that I need to kind of just reflect on, pray on, seek God about, in regards to different moves and stuff. Um, and so taking all of that information in, and then when I thought I was gonna have some peace, I was thinking about, let me just spend the rest of the Sunday in peace. The freelance project situation came back up, and so yeah, like I started working on that again, trying to work on more of it, and at some point I was like, okay, I got to stop. Like I have to. I can't um continue to bombard my mind with this. Like I got to take a break on this. I'll try to do some more tomorrow or whatever the case is. But I had to call it. There was a point where I had to call it and be like, you know what? My weekend has been dedicated to all of this. Like I have to do something. I have to have a moment. Um Whatnot. And the crazy thing is, I know that today's prayer meditation was centered around rest, but I don't remember or recall all of it. Like, but anyway, so basically, today's topic of impossible. Well, some of the things that the gentleman was saying to me, like, oh, do you really believe that this or that happened in biblical accounts? And yeah, if I'm going to be a Bible believer, then yeah, I do believe that this or that happened. Now, why does that matter to someone that says that they don't care? You know what I mean? I don't know. And I believe that just because I believe something, right, or doesn't mean that, I'm not out here forcing nobody else to believe what I believe. Like anybody that watches this, you're watching this on your own free will. Anybody that listens to this is listening to this of their own free will. Whether you guys take this in and do something with the things I'm sharing here, that's all on you and your own free will. Like and I feel like that's the difference between things that I witness happening. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's anybody that, far as I understand, like I don't see nobody pointing guns to people's heads and saying believe in Christ. Like so why is it okay for some people to force their beliefs, but then it's not okay for me to share the option of my belief? Like, so, and then, but anyway, but if we go back to this topic of impossible, um, I guess the Lord is reminding me this morning that, He is the God of impossible things, as a miracle, yes, it's my name, but still, like, as I would say, a living miracle, yeah, there's plenty of impossible things that have been done. So what does that mean? That means that, nothing is impossible, at least with God, so let's just remind ourselves that, I looked up the definition of impossible, and it says not able to occur, exist, or be done. I mean, I could say that there's plenty of things that were not able to occur or exist or be done that has been done. I would say that there's a lot of modern miracles as well. I mean, yeah, there were these big, huge moments that the Bible talks about. But who's to say that there aren't similar things happening now? I believe that I've heard of lots of accounts of different, especially when it comes to people being healed and just all kinds of things like that. Are we going to discredit these people's experiences and their testimonies by saying that's impossible? Like, just because you don't believe something doesn't mean that it's not possible or it can't happen. And I believe that there's been plenty of examples of that. But the thing is, we can't just solely, think about the miracles as well. Like, we can't just solely go off of that. Like, we got to have faith in God. Like, we can't be, because if we're easily swayed by miracles, right, then that's not going to be good for those, especially in end times, which a lot of us feel like is now. When the Antichrist or any of these other entities or whatever the case is start doing miracles. Like, if people are so like, oh, but see, that's the thing, because Jesus was doing miracles and there were still doubters then. You know what I mean? So, would it help for someone to see the impossible? Probably not, depending on your heart, So, anyway. So, what does the Bible have to say about impossible? Well, Luke 1:37 says, "For nothing will be impossible with God." I don't know what y'all think these words mean. Nothing, means no thing, right? No thing is impossible with God. Um, Now, so if there are some things that are impossible to you, then do you have God? Maybe that's why you feel like things are impossible. Like, because, how can I say? Like, those with faith, right? They make those faith moves. Um, they believe that, God is going to help them through whatever the thing is. I know I was listening to this account about the gentleman that went on the search for like Noah's Ark and whatnot, and he found um, what he believed to be like remnants of it and X, Y, and Z, um, or even any task, really, any task. Like, if you feel led that, like, okay, for example, me, I'm in a place where, in my mind, I see myself with the venue, I see myself with the studio, I see myself with, producing and all these different things. And right now, I'm in a place where financially, I don't know how any of that's going to happen, right? Um, but is it impossible? I don't think so. I don't think it's not possible. I think that y'all will see these things at some point as well. Like it's. And that's the interesting thing too, because yesterday's message at church, the minister was saying dare to dream, and so that's why I say I feel like. But see, the thing is, it's important to you know focus on God's will and His dream, not so much your own. And so that's what, not say I was convicted by, but like that's what I was receiving yesterday, and that's what I feel like I want to go deeper in thinking and praying about and seeking the Lord for His will. Because yeah, I got those ideas, but maybe if it's not God's will for me to have a venue, then I won't have it. And that's fine. And same thing for the producing and whatnot as well. Like, whatever God's will is what I want at this point. Honestly. And so, yeah, but again, like, do I think that it's not possible for me to have those things that God has given me, the visions that God has given me? I totally believe that it is possible. Um, and so I guess y'all stay tuned. We're going to see what the Lord do and everything like that. Mark 9:23 says, and Jesus said to him, if you can, all things are possible for one who believes. So yeah, it's not a matter of if, right? It's a matter of when, depending on, again, if it's in God's will or not for you, um, and everything like that. So yeah, let's keep going. Matthew 17:20. It says, He said to them, because of your little faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Again, like, I know that sounds impossible, right? That sounds like, oh, how could that even happen? But see, that's the thing. I guess if you're out here doubting, then I guess it won't happen for you. Now, which makes me wonder sometimes, like, well, how little is our faith right now? Because if all, a mustard seed, right, of faith could do something like that, then our current faith must be extremely low. I feel like I've talked about this before, but yeah, it's just one of those things to think about. Um, Again, if I go through life, right, and think that, what, it's impossible for me to get a venue, it's impossible for me to do X, Y, and Z, then I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be doing any of the things that God has put on my heart and mind to do, because it's like the more you speak that type of information of yourself, the more that it becomes real to you. Um, so yeah, I don't think, for example, if I go back to that conversation that I've shared with you all about, that I was having over the weekend, I don't think it's impossible to think that God would have me, this random lady that don't barely know this gentleman, to talk to him, right, and to try to encourage him in these moments, especially based on that dream. Like, maybe I'll share with y'all, I don't know, but based on the dream, he said, I was like, sir, like, how could you not see that? Then the statements that he made after that was like, you are literally, it's like literally playing out right now. Your dream is literally playing out right now. And I hope that God doesn't honor it. Like, I hope that the dream is accurate, because should I say? Ooh, y'all. Um, well, I say it like this. It's deep. I just feel like that. It's deep, and I felt like it was playing out, and I hope that, yeah. I don't know, should I tell y'all or not? Let me keep going. Let me keep going. There's one more verse I felt led to share this morning, and it's Luke 18:27. It says, "But he said, what is impossible with men is possible with God." So again, y'all, I mean, hey, I hope that this encourages you and inspires you. Anybody that's listening to the sound of my voice today, I hope that, again, being reminded that all things are possible with God will encourage and inspire you to make whatever faith moves you need to make. Understand that, again, it may look impossible. You may be in that low place, and it's like, how in the world can this happen? But if I share with you all something that I received yesterday at church or whatever, the minister said that how is not for now, so don't ask how. I guess seek God and His vision, and so that's what I'm going to be trying to do. It would be great if I tried to do some of it today, but I don't know. We'll see when I will actually get a chance to do it myself. But hopefully that'll be a challenge for you all, as well as checking out the verses in the Go Deeper section. Ask the Lord what it is. What is His vision for your life? What is His goals, His dreams for you, and everything like that. And don't ask how. Don't ask how He's gonna do it. Just ask what it is and everything like that. That's the juice this morning, y'all. That is the juice. The Bible verse of today is Zephaniah 3:17. It says, "The Lord thy God is in the midst of them, is mighty. He will save, he will rejoice after thee with joy. He will rest his love. He will joy over thee with singing." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Hello, charmers. Visit ttcboutique.com for the latest in fashion and accessories. Twice the charm, the source of women clothing.